This is me, Thomas and Sasha, and we're going to work a little bit on website 1 features today. Let me go to screen share and I'll talk you through what I've been doing. Okay. And hopefully we can do a little ping-ponging and we can collaborate on this code. And you can actually help me out because perhaps I'm a little bit stuck here.
So I don't know what you know, but like I suspect you're leagues ahead of me.
Sure.
I recently graduated makers. I'm just kind of still getting the ropes.
And perhaps that's an upside because since you recently graduated, you perhaps remember some stuff that I already forgotten. You have to remember I'm an old man, so you know the memory is not what it used to be. No, okay. But anyway, what I'm working on is this little feature. User can set current status availability. This is website 1. So the user story goes, as site administrator, in order to simplify interactions between users, I would like them to be able to set current availability status on their user profile. Okay, so, and I'm going to show you a little bit what I've done so far.
Your screen's quite, I can't get it very big on mine. It's just barely legible. Is there any way to expand it from your side? I think I've done everything I can from this end.
Well, I actually increased the font on my in my browser. Just
yeah, that's a bit more readable.
Okay. And how is this? The ID, is this working for you?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. So let's see here. Okay. So here's what I've done. Let me just talk you through this. I'm just going to close some files that are not needed right now.
Actually, can we do a really high-level overview? Can you remind me what website 1 is?
Oh,
I get confused between all different projects. I'm not sure I know that one.
At the very highest level, this is website 1, the main Agile Ventures site.
Okay.
All this that you're seeing. So what we're doing here, we have this is a site where we have user management, we have project, it sounds simple project management features, and yes, we have a simple blogging engine for articles, but just to you see here, I'm logged in as a user right now, so I have an account set up, and this is my account page. And we have a members index page, with all our members listed here with a simple search functionality. We have our projects page. This is a projects index, and with all the projects described in a certain way. And for instance, if we go to this project that we're currently working on, codename website 1, there is this simple description of the project, some additional info, like a pitch. We have some documents attached to it, and we also grab some activities from Pivotal Tracker and stuff. So this is the main site for Agile Ventures. And the story I'm working on right now is that any logged in user, if he goes to his profile page, I want him to be able to set his current status, like I'm available to pair, or I'm tired, or I'm confused, or whatever status you want to set. And I like to display that status for logged in users on the members index page, and also on their on the user show page. So if we just switch from the live site to my local host, let's see here. If we go to members index page, we have 6 seeded users, and I created a method on the users model that that I called online question mark, and that returns a true if the user has been touched in any way for the last within the last 10 minutes. So if we go now, for instance, to so I have this user Elvin. I have him stored in a variable called u. So if I go u.touch,
so touch is a method.
Yeah.
Method, not a metaphor.
No. So what we do is we just update. This. We update this attribute, updated that with the current timestamp, right? So now, if I reload this page, we're gonna see a green dot at his name and also his status. So hopefully, yes. So it changed here. So this means that it's a way to think, to consider this Elvin being online. That if he has logged in, his attribute has been changed in some way, because we're always logging, his last login IP or stuff like that. So when he logs in, so anybody that is logged in will show up like with this green dot, and also if they have a status set, the status will be shown here on this index page. And also if we click on his profile, we will see this status being displayed here. And we shouldn't be bothered too much about the user interface yet, because that is not that important. The important thing that and I have high level Cucumber features for this. Now I showed you this live on the site, but I might as well could have showed you this file. This feature file instead. If we have a background that we have Alice and Bob registered, and the last time they were updated was the last of September at 9 minutes past 5 in the morning, and Bob was updated 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And if we go to this scenario, and there's a status set for Alice and a status set for Bob, and if we go to, if we say that the date is the last of September, 5:15, you see, so it's only 6 minutes after Alice updated, but more than an hour after Bob updated his profile last time. And we go to the user's index page, then we should see 2 user avatars, because there are 2 users registered in the site, right? And I should see I want to pair for Alice, but I should not see I'm offline, because his status, even though there is a status set for him, it's way too old, because he hasn't touched his profile for a long time. So this is the index page, and then we have two steps, that I should see a user status on the profile page if user is online, and a similar step if I should not see that if the user is offline. So
so is this just the thing we were just talking about, the I should see I want to pair and I should not see it?
On the
profile. Down into 2 things.
Yes. Well, this first one is on the index page. And this is for the show. So we visit each and individual user's profile page, which is this page, and not the index one. So, and apart from that, I've written some specs for. Let's see, what did we do? Well, yes, on the index. We have some. No, this. Oh, sorry, wrong place. We have view specs for users index. So I added this block, this context, display user status, and so I created, for online users and for offline users, and I just pass them into this user's instance variable, you know. So what we have here are, we have total eight users with us when we start testing, and so we jump in time. DeLorean is a gem we use.
Back to the Future reference.
Once again?
A Back to the Future reference.
Yeah, Back to the Future reference. Yeah. So we use that gem to time travel as Michael J. Fox did. So we jump in time here to 9 minutes past 5, which is 9 minutes after we updated those 4 online users, but more than an hour after these are updated. So what we should see, there should be a green dot someplace on the page, and here in this it block we actually look for 4 green dots because we have 4 users that should be online, right? So, and if we are jumping a little further ahead in time, there shouldn't be any green dots. Yes. And this is passing for me, so that's not a everything is cool. I think I did some changes to the user spec. Yeah, here on the user model spec, I'm just checking if the model is responding to the online question mark method that I created, and that's cool. And here down below, I'm just checking if it returns true given the circumstances, given the conditions that needs to be fulfilled. So if we create that user at a certain time, and if the 10 minutes has not passed, and the online question should return true. Otherwise, it should return false if more than 10 minutes has passed since then. So that's it's all cool. But my next step now is, of course, I can set that status using Factory Girl, and also, of course, on my Rails console if I want. But I want to build an interface for the logged in user to actually set that status. I haven't created a form, and I don't have a controller for that yet. Yes, so that's the next step here.
Okay.
What I want to achieve. Questions?
So there's a few things I'm not too familiar. Most of this makes sense. DeLorean I've never used. Factory Girl I know of, and I know roughly what it does, but I don't know the interface.
Okay.
I don't know whether it's worth learning that for the purposes of what we're about to do, or if that's kind of
if we need to use Factory Girl, I know that good and well enough, so I can coach you on. Yeah. So that shouldn't be a problem.
But conceptually, I think I'm happy with what you just said.
Cool. All right. So, but before we can do anything, you need to be set up with the code. So let's do that. It could be a good learning experience whether you want to do a lot of website 1 development or not. It could be a little tricky to set up that project. Are you what kind of a machine are you on? Are you on
a fairly decrepit Mac?
Okay.
MacBook Pro.
That's good. Do you have Postgres installed?
Yes.
That's even better. Then probably you won't have too many problems. So, okay, if you could share your screen. Let's see, where are you? I keep losing my Hangout screen. Wow. Oh. Let's see. Okay, and there's such. Okay, so let's go to GitHub, and well, you can actually go to Agile Ventures.
On GitHub. I don't know.
Well, GitHub.
GitHub/Agile Ventures.
Yeah.
Is it just github.com/jiggle Agile Ventures?
I think so. Yes.
I'm looking for this, I guess.
That's right. And you could fork that to your own repository.
Excuse me.
And now you could, if you go to your own terminal, you could fork that, clone that down to your machine.
Yeah.
Now, if you're set up with most of the things, I think we could be fine with just running bundle install. Sometimes people are running into some problems with the Postgres installment, but if you're already set up with that, that shouldn't be a problem.
I haven't used it for a while, so it might be an old version, but I think it's all there. I'm looking for a website.
Yeah. So let's try installing the gems.
Is this? You said this was a Rails project, not a Sinatra.
Have you done much Rails?
Yeah, probably. Well, more Rails than Sinatra. I haven't done it for a while, so I'm kind of looking forward to remembering how any of it works.
Sam is doing this new stuff, this Ronin stuff. He's doing that in Sinatra, right?
Yeah, which is doubly confusing because we touched on Sinatra, but we didn't spend much time there.
Sinatra is for me. I've done only one small project in Sinatra, and it's fairly straightforward, I think. But I think that Rails is much more, I mean, it's much suitable for large projects. Sinatra is like, it feels like if you're building a website for a small doctor's clinic with simple administrative tasks, like bookings for clients or something, that could be good for Sinatra. But if you want to do something more enterprise, Rails seems to be the one I would go for. But I don't know. Perhaps I'm missing on something. But
yeah, I haven't really developed an opinion yet. I'm not crazy about Rails as kind of interface, but I think that's just because in general I don't like using gems that much. I like doing everything from the bare bones as much as possible.
But me, on the other hand, I love the gem things. It's like I'm so happy because I can achieve so much with so little effort.
I think that's a much more sensible approach, but it's just, I don't know. I just find it irritates me if I don't know what's going on. And
all right, I can understand. I can relate to that as well. But for me, it's about the money. It's like the more time I have to spend on something, the more money I'm burning on the project. So it's yeah. But I do understand. Yeah, I mean, as a software developer, I would also have more control of about everything. But then again, I could switch to C and develop in a really low level.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of interested in learning low level languages at some stage. I think not in the immediate future, but
I've been there and done that, and it's like I feel like it's I don't know how do they call that in English? Sadomasochism. Yeah, because you do things and you hurt yourself, But
yeah, well, I've had the closest I've got to see is on the Ruby the main document website, whatever it's called. Looking at the source code for some of the methods.
Yeah. So how's this going for you?
It's trundling along. Can you see my screen still?
Yeah, I can see.
It's like I said, it's quite an old computer. I suppose it's probably more the connection.
In the meantime, you can open a new tab on that terminal window, and you can add me as a remote. Have you done any remote pair programming before?
Not. Possibly once, but I can't remember it. So
okay, then I'm gonna teach you a very simple method of swapping code between two users. Okay, so if you go, can you see your chat online? Google Hangout.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my remote, my fork of this repository. So I want you to copy that URL only, and you're gonna add me as a remote.
So where am I doing this? On
well, you can copy that from the you can copy the URL, just from the chat window.
I see. Git add remote that URL or something like that.
Yeah, git add remote Thomas and then this URL.
When you say Tommy, to me, Tockman.
You can call me whatever you want on your.
It's just a name.
Yes.
Files.
Git remote add perhaps. Yes, git remote add. Yes. Yes. So if you just go git remote -v. Yes, okay, so there I am. All right, switch back to the other tab. You got an error message. So Capybara WebKit. Can I continue? Make sure that's going to yes, okay, and that's documented actually. We have that problem before. Let's see, what was the fix for that? The project definition outline. There we go. Capybara WebKit Suda. Note that on Mac, even after performing the auto install, you're likely to need to tune maybe install Homebrew. Okay. Do you have Homebrew installed?
I think so. So
if you just go brew install Qt. Oh. It's always good, when we run into some problems, we always try to document the solution. So evidently some other people had this issue before. If I'm not.
So How did you get to the navigation to the thing? Agile Ventures to the tech, to the problem solving.
Oh, it's in the wiki for Agile Ventures website 1 repository. So we have some documents there, and there was this development environment setup document.
Is that Agile Ventures?
Well, no, it's on GitHub. So if you go back to Git. And go to website 1. there, and click on the wiki link side.
Right, yeah, I haven't seen wikis on GitHub before.
Okay, and then someplace there is this development environment setup. There you go. Yes. Right. So let's see, let's hope that this works. Because the next step for us will be that you fetch my repository, because I have all the code that I've been working on so far. You know, on the story, I have it in a small feature branch called user status. So you have to get that code from me, even though you have, you know, the website 1 code already cloned to your machine. You need to update that repository with my feature branch as well. So, but we get to that after you bundle install. And in the meantime, I can I can set myself up with you as a repository, as a remote. Let's see, you are. What's your username on GitHub?
AREPO, repo.
Here's you, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So. Is that, yeah, like this?
Yes. Looks like it's working at the moment on mine.
Oh.
Do you mind if I just go and get some tea while we're waiting?
No problem. Actually, I'm gonna grab a coffee, so let's put this on hold for a few minutes.
Okay. See you in a sec.
Yes. It seems like you're installed now, Sasha. Well, you'll be with me anytime you feel like it, but it seems like everything is fine, so when you come back, please run your tests. But in the meantime, we're trying to figure out add current status with link to add status user path, and this will not pass for me probably. CQ.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just lost your audio there for a second, but it seems like you're installed with everything.
I think so.
So you might want to just run, like bundle exec cucumber or rspec, whatever, You can't run them simultaneously, but unfortunately because
I'll
there are
spec first because I'm more used to it.
Hmm.
Yeah, cucumber I've sort of seen in action, but never really worked with. RSpec I've used a fair bit.
I usually start with writing some cucumber scenarios, and then just work my way down, through view specs, controller specs, and model specs, basically.
That was
and try to make it all pass as I write the code after that.
There's something about the database isn't misbehaving here. Role
of course, because we haven't done rakedb migrate or rakedb setup. Yeah, you can do rakedb setup, and that should both set up, create the database, migrate, and seed it.
Okay.
Nope, couldn't create database up to PostgreSQL encoding. Okay, So you have a does not exist role pod. Yes, well that's also documented. Good for us. Good for us. We're so awesome here in this project. Let's see. Although I don't remember what's done, but let's go back to the development environment setup document and yes. Let's see. And there. The server, no such file address. Yes. Resolve this by running create user Postgres create DB from the PSQL prompt. Or create user S. Okay, so I'm just gonna paste a command for you in the chat.
Yeah.
So this should do it. Do.
This is quite a lot of first for me. It's the first time I've just walked in on a real project and tried to get involved. Everything else I've done, I've been involved in from the start.
From the start, okay. Well, you know, working with legacy code is a challenge, and you know, you can see this as a learning experience. If you go looking for jobs later, you can say like, yeah, I know how to work with legacy. I had this bunch of idiots. They've been working on a project for 8 months, and I just jumped in and you know, fixed everything.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm kidding. No, but we've been at this since January.
Yeah.
We're working on
which this is that.
This is the website
project.
Yeah, yeah. So we started all small, you know, and we've been. I mean, if you have a, you're gonna link to this pivotal tracker instance. You can have a look at all the sprints and all the stories we delivered in this project. So. It's been a lot. Of stuff, but there are still lots of things that needs to be done. We're not quite there yet. So if you're interested, you know, if you want to do some open source work, there's going to be a lot of things to do in this project.
Yeah, the idea, and I totally agree with Sam. I mean, I just feel like I learned far more from pairing than doing anything else at all. Migration.
Yes, you have to do the rake DB migrate the test environment as well. I don't think you necessarily have to do bin rake. Actually, I don't know. I always just go rake DB migrate, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think I don't think it does any harm. I can't remember what it's supposed to achieve now. Okay. Optimistic. What's this coveralls business?
Oh, it's a online tool that's a third-party solution. I'm getting, you know, when a pull request is made to GitHub, the coveralls calculates the test coverage for me. If it increases or decreases. So I as a project manager I can know, you know, if you submit a pull request and I get a email or saying that the test coverage actually decreased, you know, with a % or something, then I can go back to you and instantly say, like, listen, I think you need to go over some tests before we merge this in, you know. But we are at 93% test coverage right now. So I'd like that to go up to 95 at least. Well, 100 would be the best, but it's a toughie.
What's it actually? What is it actually measuring? What's
the RSpec tests, the model and controller specs.
But what does it mean for a bit of code to be covered by a test? Is it just like all methods?
Yes,
created by
all methods are tested. And I don't know what algorithm they use actually, but it's fairly accurate most of the time. You know? But you know, I would rerun that. Just rerun it again.
Elsewhere.
You see, there's been a lot of people working on this project, so there is some scar tissue all over this code. And one of the problems we have is that the tests are not set up correctly. Sometimes they fail on the first run, and then they pass again, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. But it's,
are they JavaScript or?
Well, this one is not testing JavaScript at all. We have Jasmine for that. So you know, we use RSpec for the Ruby code basically, but Jasmine for JavaScript and Cucumber for the high-level, you know, behavior acceptance tests. So,
what is it that causes a test to fail and then pass? I don't know that was possible.
I have no idea. I should investigate those failing tests, but I haven't got around to it yet. I saw that there you got some red again.
Yeah.
Well, what is that? Event with the should return the first event instance. Oh. Okay, I know what that is. I actually in my feature branch I already have a fix for that. So don't worry about it. Okay, what we want to do now is I want you to fetch my repository now. So you just go git fetch Thomas. Hello, Ildus, right?
Hello, yes, I'm sorry. I want to look at your pair programming. Thanks.
Absolutely, you're more than welcome. Just let us know if you want to, you know, get your hands dirty and do some coding. If not, just go ahead and watch us. We're going to do a little programming, but first we're setting Sasha up with the code base and everything. So.
Yes, thanks.
All right. Okay. So did you do git fetch Thomas?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a lot of shit there, so don't worry about that. Just go. I would go git checkout Thomas / user _ status.
Like that.
No, okay, I will go. What did you do? / Well, you know what? Okay, I go.
Sorry, slash.
Yeah. Together. So no space between Thomas.
Oh, I said sorry. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Gradually there.
Okay.
Slash, I guess. Really.
Your local changes to the following files would be okay. Just git stash. Okay, and now you're in you should be in a headless state now.
Yeah.
So now you can just go git checkout -b and status _ user _ status. It's good if you have the same name on the branch. You don't have to have the same name on the branch as I do. But now you can just run the RSpec again, and they should pass for you now.
So now I'm basically I've basically recreated your branch on my machine.
I forgot you should do the migration because I added something. But yeah, so you need to do the rake db migrate for test environment. Yes, what you did now is you made a replica of my repository, and well, you checked out my branch and created a local branch, you know, with which is exactly the copy of my user status branch, basically. And so what we're gonna do now, you know, if you do some programming, you're gonna, you know, make a commit, push up to your repository. And then I'm gonna grab it. Since I added you as a remote, I'm gonna grab that. I write some code, and then I push up to mine, and then you can grab it again. And that's what we call this method is called GitHub Pong. You know, like in ping pong. You know, it's just swap code between two developers, and you can do that with 3 or 4 people if you like, you know. And what we usually do, you know, on simpler tasks or something, or in exercises, is like, you know, you write a test that goes red, and my job is, and then I take over the code base, and my job is to make the test go green. And once I've done that, I write a new test that goes red, and then it's your job to make it go green. So that we can swap that, you know, like this. But in this case now, today, perhaps we won't do it that often, but you know, we can solve some. I mean, you know, you can be the driver, and I can be the navigator for a while, and then we can swap, basically.
Let's check this. I'm just going through my command line history.
Okay, so everything passed for you now. So if you could just go bundle exec cucumber, just so we have that done as well. And what
is this the equivalent of just running RSpec for cucumber?
Well, the cucumber is a different set of tests. These are the acceptance tests, so they don't, you know, RSpec being one thing and cucumber another. I can show you later in the code that they are in separate places as well. And also this one is a little slower, so this takes some time to run. But always, you know, the flow that we have here, you know, in website 1 is like, you know, you and I, for instance, work on a feature branch, and you know, we do a lot of stuff, a lot of changes, and before we are finished, you know, to make a, you know, before we do a pull request to the main repository, we always run the tests locally on our machines, so we know that, you know, everything is passing before we actually do the pull request. But even when we do that pull request, then this tool called Travis CI kicks in. I don't know if you have used that before.
Travis CI?
Travis. You haven't used Travis? Okay, but Travis is a continuous integration tool that we use on website 1, and I'm going to show it to you later. You know, whenever a pull request is made, Travis kicks in and runs all my tests, the whole test suite, you know, both Jasmine, Cucumber, and RSpec. And it tells me through the GitHub interface whether any tests are failing or not. You know? And if I get a green light on a pull request, I can merge that as a project manager. I can merge that pull request into the code base. And what he does then, and that's the beauty of it, that Travis then again runs all the tests and deploys the application to a server. So I have 3 servers set up. I have a development server, staging, and production. So, you know, for every time I actually merge some code into the code base, you know, into some develop branch, staging branch, or the master branch, you know, this tool actually deploys the application for me, so I don't have to do that myself. So it's kind of neat that you know, I can only the only thing I have to do is to wait for this tool to tell me whether this. I mean, I do the code review and everything like that, but you know, in terms of tests, this tool tells me that everything is green, and once I you know, push the button, I know that within 20-25 minutes the application is to. But I saw some red. There's some stuff. Let's have a look at that later. You see, there are. I think there are 200 features with, I don't know, over I don't know how many steps. So it's quite a big. You know, it's a big test, but even here we have some issues that, you know, people are, you know, acceptance tests should be on a really high level. That's what I always preach, you know, but people are using Cucumber more like a view spec kind of testing tool than you know, really focusing on user behavior. So
sorry, what do you mean by view spec?
When you write specs and you let me see, let me show you on my screen. You see, in my spec directory, I have controller specs,
Yeah.
Right. I have my factories and stuff, but I have my model specs. That's very important. But I also have my view specs. And my view specs, for instance, for users that we're going to work on today, is that I'm describing the index page in a certain way, and I render, I give the RSpec a command to render the page, and I check for certain elements, like here on line 12, I'm checking if there's a CSS with a ID of users filter, for instance, or there should be a user first name, when the page is rendered. So that would be called a cloud spec. And the similar thing here is on show. We grab those instance variables that are supposed to be in place for the page to be rendered, and we just we create a lot of a set of expectations. Some stuff should be there on the page if a user is signed in or signed out and stuff like that. So
yeah, so it's basically testing content of the page as opposed to an acceptance test, which would be testing what happens when a user does something.
Yes. And for me, it's a big difference, I think. But some developers are kind of mixing those things together. So because we don't write features in RSpec, we write features in Cucumber. So so they should be on a high level and testing behavior. And I know for a fact that a lot of these feature files, for instance, let me show you, basic layout feature, for instance. I visit the site and I should see links. You see this? This is not. It has nothing to do with behavior. This should be in a view spec rather than in a feature file. But as I said, there's a lot of scars in this code base, and someday we're gonna do a big refactoring of these feature files, but it can be there for now. It doesn't hurt, but it's not optimal, basically. And it makes the test suite run for a longer time, and it's unnecessary. Yeah. We can optimize that.
So it looks like my tests are done. So we've got one failing test.
And that's profile feature line 173. Let me guess. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, it was. I know. I don't know what it is. It passes on Travis, and it's it fails on my. And actually, if you just write Cucumber feature / projects feature, I wouldn't be surprised if that whole feature file will pass.
So, what was the last bit? Projects plural.
You can just press the tab now, I think. Yeah, and just hit enter now.
Not sure if it's. No, it didn't like that. Is it singular project? Or
no. Should be.
You broke up a bit there.
No. It's not at the end. It's in the folder name is features, not feature.
All right.
There you go.
So this command is just run the Cucumber test on that folder.
That particular feature file, and then you can go colon and a line number, and then you run a single, just a single scenario.
Yeah.
And all those warnings and stuff, it's not even warning. Well, actually, it didn't pass. Huh. It's something with Phantom.js. It's a library we use to speed up those tests. And
yeah,
edit pitch. That's weird. It passed on me for me on the second attempt. But don't think about that. It's a strange thing. It's capybara. It has to do with a flash message. You know, when we update some content, there's a flash message that comes and says everything is okay. And for some reason, capybara can't find that flash message. Sometimes it finds it, sometimes it doesn't. So, and yeah, it's kind of weird. But, again, it passes on our remote testing.
Can you say something? I just unplugged the headphones because they were getting sore. But
you hearing me?
Cut off.
Are you hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
Keep talking. I'm talking.
If you're speaking at the moment, I can't hear you.
Keep talking.
Put the headphones back in.
Are you with me? Well, I keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Well,
can you say something now?
I'm saying stuff all the time.
Yeah, I still can't hear. Great, I seem to have killed my sound. Just try.
You could try dropping out and back in again.
Okay, and from there, I'll try leaving and
yeah. And I have, how do you pronounce your name? Pashpendra? All right. Well, you're welcome to watch us work if you like. Yes. And we're waiting for Sasha to come back in. There you go, Sasha. Are you hearing me now?
Hi. That sounds a bit better.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay. No problems. Try to resharing your screen again.
Yeah. So where were we?
Yes. Okay.
So as far as you're concerned, that the cucumber tests are all effectively passing.
Yeah. So don't bother with that one that is giving you red right now. It's gonna pass later. So what I've done, I don't know if I've committed those changes. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna push some changes up to GitHub, so you can pull that down again. But let me just no. Yes. So you did a git fetch before, and you did a git checkout of my branch, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have to do that again. Now, in order to update your code with my latest commit, what you need to do is write git pull Thomas space and no slash, which is space user underscore status, just the feature branch name.
Yeah.
And if you do that in just a few seconds, now, yes, you can do that now. Because now I pushed up to my repository.
Yeah.
So git pull
user status.
Yes. And that should just automatically pull down. Yeah, you see that there was some changes that I pulled. So you only have to do the git fetch once, and then the checkout, of course, when you create a new branch. But then what we do is the only thing you have to do is this git pull Thomas and the branch name. And this effectively, I know that when me and Sam, for instance, when we were doing this git pong on a demonstration, it was like 5 seconds. He did git push to his repo, and I did git pull from him, and it was like almost instant. So we can swap code very fast.
Yeah.
And so it's rather cool. And I'm just gonna say hey to Gail. How you doing? Good, apparently. Go ahead and just watch us work. It's what we're here for. Okay. That last change, that last commit, I added in our routes file a patch to add status. So now I have this now I have this path to adding a status in the users. Yeah, I can. Yeah, well, I mean, I can add a method in the users controller to actually set that status. And let's see, user. I'm just losing myself here. Users controller. Yes, so I have this method here. Add status if user status update attributes is okay with params, of status. We're just flashing that your status has been set, and something goes wrong, and we are redirecting to previous URL. Hopefully that works. So the next step now is to actually create that form, and update some sort of user interface so the user can update the status. And I was thinking about the Bootstrap model for that, and we use Bootstrap models in different places in this application. For instance, if you have a look at my page now, here we are displaying a YouTube video in the model, and on members pages. Oh, well, that's not visible here on my local host, but we're showing this, a form here with a model like this. So I was thinking, if we have a link, add my status, a model could pop up. We could, write something, and just submit the form. What do you think about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
Something just have like one field saying happy preparing or whatever.
Yeah. It's like just add your whatever. Add your status and with some sort of a label, and you just add something and send update status or something. Yes, and if you open your I don't know, are you working with Sublime, or do you have RubyMine or
Sublime? Yeah.
Okay, so if you open the feature file, if you go to features in the website one directory, there's this folder called features, and you open the user status.feature file. Yes.
Yep.
and you scroll down, I created, yes, this scenario that starts on line 40.
Yeah.
You know, given I'm logged in as user with name Thomas with an email and password. For some reason, we need to be that verbose about it, but never mind. We can refactor that later. And I am on my profile page. So we are assuming that you are logged in as a user and you're on your own profile page. I should see a link, add current status, or we can call it whatever. I just, you know, wrote that up.
Mm.
And that link should lead to add status user path. But it shouldn't lead there, because what it should do is to open a model window.
Yeah.
So
that's Java jQuery, right?
yes, it is. So
Does that mean we can't test it with Cucumber?
We can, but we have to add a hook. So if you go to line 39,
yeah,
and just do @ and JavaScript. That actually says that this will use some sort of a different driver for the WebKit. Okay, so whoa, we need to open. How do we do that? How do we do that? Let me find out. Okay, so let's write test here and then they go to the view spec later. But how do we copy our model? Remote source. With the stuff on that model. Oh. Okay, there is no source on that, I think. I think we need to change that step to something else. I should see, and I click. Okay, then and I am on my profile page, and I click link. Yeah, change that step to line 43. You can remove that as it is right now.
Just the whole thing.
Just the whole thing, yeah. And go and I click, and in quotes, double quotes, what are we going to call it? Well, set status. Let's say that we set that link to set status. Okay, and new line. So what would happen? Then I should see a model. Then, and let's see.
So how much? So how much of this needs to be? Yeah, I'm sort of, as I say, I haven't really used Cucumber, so I'm not sure.
You know, we can set our own. I mean, we set our own. You know, we set our own step definitions, so we can write whatever we want basically now. What we need to consider is that we've written, you know, several hundreds of step definitions already, and you know, we already tested, you know, this step definition that I should see a model window. It's probably there someplace already. So then I should see, yeah, well, we don't actually have that. So you can write, then I should see a model window. Or I should see a model. Yeah, that's enough, I think. Or model window, or whatever. And what I would like you to do now is to open a file called, well, you could open a file called Scrum Steps. It's in the feature directory in step definitions directory. There should be a file called Scrum's steps.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, and then if you go down to line 20,
Yeah.
there is this step definition. You see a regex and stuff, but you can make out that I should not see a model window. Yeah. You just copy that, actually. You just copy the whole thing and paste it down below or above. It's your choice. And remove the not.
So this is matching the line that we just wrote in.
Yeah, it's going to match eventually when we're done with it. It's going to match that line. So we in the one that you copied and pasted, you remove the word not.
Yeah.
And make sure there's only one space after should, in between should and see. So what we want to do is I should see a model window.
And just modal, because I just got modal here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Page evaluate script, blah model, CSS display should equal, and it says none because that's when it's hidden. And I'm gonna tell you what it is when it's not hidden anymore. Let me see. Class model title. Class model title. Display none. Okay, so display is true, or is it none or oh, okay. I don't remember. How do we? Okay, I got it. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna check the syntax for display property. It's either inline, none. Oh, okay. Shouldn't that be visible or something? Should. Okay, well we can, should display. Well, we could always say should not equal none. That's one way to do this. But I'm a little visible. Page associated.
So we're just looking for a CSS attribute that means it's visible or something.
That is visible, and I'm not quite. I know that Bootstrap sets that display to none when, by default, when the model window is not visible. But I'm not quite sure what it sets when it's visible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out here by clicking the Hire Me button and inspecting that element.
Just seeing if there's anything on Stack Overflow.
Model window plus fade in roll dialog display. Okay, style display block. Okay, hold on a second. I think I got it. Yes, so we got a display block here, and if I close it, no, it doesn't. Yes, okay. So on your new step definition, instead of none, you change that to block.
Okay.
Because that's what the JS does. Yes, when I click the Hire Me button, that is set to display block. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's still not going to pass because we don't have this dialog yet. But
can I just check I understand this line? It's been a while. Well, this looks well. Yeah. So this is a jQuery lookup for modal class. This bit here just says any modal class. Is that right?
Well, the one that is, Yes, any model class. I mean, usually you have one on a page, but if you have several, you can go dot model and hash and your ID, for instance. You know.
This is
So
saying,
yeah.
look within that for a CSS element titled display or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And that should equal to block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So having done that,
Okay. Let's go back to the feature file now. And then I should see a model. Yes. Okay. So now if we run this, we will get an error on line 43. There is no link called set status. But let's run it for the sake of, being really TDD.
so the whole thing, cucumber or
no. Well, cucumber. So what you do now is you just go, FE, and then hit tab features. You don't have to run the whole thing. And then what was it? Users.
What's the,
is it user or users?
Steps, definitions.
Well, not step definitions. We don't want to run the step definitions. We can't run them. The step definitions are just there for the features.
The user status dot feature.
Yes. And then you go at the end of the dot feature. You go colon, and you can run the whole thing. But what we ultimately want to run now is only the that scenario that we were working on. So that would be line 40 and forward.
So just colon line number.
Yeah. And yes, we got a failing step on the I click get set status, and Capybara says unable to find link or button set status. Of course, because there is no.
Yeah.
So let's go to now open Sublime and go to App, Views, Users, Show.
Okay. So this is.
Yes, and that doesn't help you much because we have a lot of partials there. So we open Profile, and you got detail HTML. Yes. All right. So we can set that. We can set a condition. Let's see. Let's go down to the bottom of the file, and you see here on line 42, I have a condition: if user is online and there is a status, that's when I display a status, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but now we can go.
Presumably, you need to be able to update the status even if they've just put one in.
Yes, they should be able, but we have to check. Let's see here. We have to check if current user. How do we? Yes, we have to see if the user that is logged in is the one that is visiting the page, right?
Right, yeah.
So we go if at user equals current user. Is that right? I hope it is. And then you just
so at user is
the current user that is passed into this view,
that as in the one we're looking at.
Mm-hmm. And I think that current user, you can do that. I have this great feature in my RubyMine. I can just stay in, go over, place my cursor on a method and press Command B, and I just jump to that method definition instantly.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. But anyway, you don't have it. So.
Oh, current user is a Rails built-in helper, is it?
Yeah, it's a help. It's a device helper, I think, isn't it? Well, anyway.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah. Well, anyway, close that with an end on a new line, so we just know that it's.
So shall we just put some kind of test thing in the meantime?
Yeah. Right, whatever, we want to... Well, actually, you can display the text. You can display the same text that we want to have on the link later. What was that? There was add set status, or what did we say there?
I think so, yeah. Get it bigger so we can actually see. So if I now just... Can I check this manually, or...?
No, you don't. You don't want to check this. You just run the test. Capybara will tell you what it sees. Basically, just run the line 40. Yeah. I think that Capybara should say, "I found the text set status, but not the other conditions were not met," or something.
Unable to find a link or button. Oh, we need it. Yeah. Do we need to make it a link?
Ah, okay. Yeah, we'll set that. Do just a link. You can go. You can inject some Ruby. Just go link to. And I think you need equals yes, and set status in single quotes or whatever, and link to. I'm very picky about those single and double quotes, but it's just me. Yes. I think you need
an argument where we're going to.
Yeah. I just put a hash. Yeah.
Is that? I need to. I haven't done this for a while. Is that gonna work? Do I need to put it in?
I think you need to put them in quotes actually. I'm just thinking whether it's not the way around. That the URL is first and the text is later.
Let's see what happens here. Oh God. Okay.
Wow, cool. So it was the other way around. Well, let's see. I don't remember those things either. So let's go just link to link to action view helpers. Blah 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 blah. Link to body URL HTML.
Body URL.
Well, it is actually.
But it doesn't like the format for the URL, maybe? It doesn't seem to think it should be a string. Mind it being.
Well, okay, let's just, that shouldn't make any difference, but put it in a parentheses, you know, but it shouldn't be perhaps destroyed, but you know what I mean, it's like...
Maybe double quotes also shouldn't make any difference.
This shouldn't be any difference. Perhaps the parentheses do.
When you say you're particular about quotes,
Oh,
you would use single unless unless they wouldn't work. So.
I don't know why, but it's just a habit of mine. I always set single quotes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of single quote. Yeah, I worked as an editor before I started learning programming, so I'm punctilious about English punctuation.
And also, it's a RubyMine gives me an error when I use double quotes, basically.
Okay.
And it makes it bold and ugly, and I don't like that. I don't know. It's just a habit, and people hate me because I keep changing their double quotes to single quotes. Okay, I click set status. All right, so it passed. That is okay. But I don't see a model because there is no model, of course. And the big errors we are seeing is the JavaScript error. So cool. No problems. Rails bootstrap model. What we're gonna do? We're gonna add a model to that, and we have a gem for that. Rails. Somebody else used it. I know it's in the gem file. Yeah, but how the fuck do I use it? Well, this was like totally not documented. So we don't have to use that. Okay, never mind. I mean, I thought that there was some sort of, okay, never mind. We can just copy some code from whatever, and yeah, okay. Let's just go with this git bootstrap. Okay, transitions. There you go, static examples. There you go. The div model phase, model dialog. Okay. So, and we need to set this launch demo. Yes. Okay. So, okay. Okay. All right. We're gonna do that. Okay, so we need to set those data targets on that link.
Yeah.
And I think what let's see here. The way to do it, these are the targets, but I think we do data this and then something like this. Toggle model comma and target and then the ID. Let's see. Yes, I think this is the way we're gonna add this to the link attribute. Data So if you go to the Sublime, yeah, to that, where are we? Yes, to link to status. So right after the foo.com, you just set, well, you don't have to remove that foo.com actually. You just go comma and this, and but you can change that foo.com to just a hash sign or something, you know.
So what's hash something, did you say?
Yeah, just like, yeah, something like that. Just nothing else. Yeah.
Does that just mean it just works as a link, but it doesn't go in?
Yeah. But then we need to online. Just okay, on line 52, we just add. I'm just gonna add a simple empty little model. So you can do an HTML comment first. You know, this comment. Oh, yes. I say write model start or something. You know, that we just mark that this is the beginning of a model code. Start the model or something, and then you're just going to paste this code for you. And this looks like shit in the chat window, but I think you can grab that.
Was this from the same site?
Yeah. And it's just an empty model, so it's nothing fancy there. Okay, and we can run the scenario now.
Okay.
If you like to try out RubyMine, it's a proprietary tool, but we have free licenses because we work on open source projects.
Okay.
So you can ask Sam for a license, basically.
Okay. What's the difference between it and Sublime? I vaguely remember.
Oh, it's a full featured IDE, so there's a lot of features. You know, it's integrated with Git. It's you have a lot of functions, like, for instance, this jumping between different definitions, and stuff. So there's really, Sublime is a very nice, lightweight text editor, and I love it myself. But if you work a lot with code, but I guess it's a matter of taste. But I like this RubyMine IDE. It's really convenient for me.
Okay. Should say model expected block got none.
Okay. Then I should see. Okay, and I click set status. All right. Okay.
That's indenting because it's suspicious.
To toggle my model, and well, actually, yes, because we have no. Yes. We need to. Yes.
I'm a bit funny with this code. You don't seem to have
we need to wrap everything with this ID that I just pasted to the. This div that I pasted to the chat window. It needs to be, the whole model needs to be wrapped in this div. Yeah, you're gonna have to close the tag as well. Yeah.
Bootstrap doesn't. Oh.
Yeah, you can remove those comments down below on line 69, 70, and 71. It's
as in the whole text of them.
yeah.
It's a bit better.
So, okay, let's run the test again. You know, it's very tempting to fire up the Rails server and just test it, you know, yourself, right? I mean,
Yeah.
But it's not the TDD way, I guess. I think my wife wants me. Hold on a second. I'm gonna mute myself when I talk to her.
Okay.
All right. Again, he's. Okay, let's review the code again. What have we done here? We have all right. You know what we could do? We can do a second best thing, but you know, apart from firing up the Rails server. If you go back to the feature file.
What are they features?
Oh, did you close it?
Yeah, I think so.
No problems. User status feature.
Say again, sorry.
User status. It's well, that's the views. No. Go back to features directory.
Yes, yeah. Got it.
It's at the very bottom, I think. There you go. All right, and we go to line. Okay, after line 43, you just insert a new line and you go. Then show me the page. Show me the page. I think it is. Is it? Yes. And run that feature again. What it's going to do now is going to fire up your browser and show you an unstyled version of this page. It doesn't load the CSS, but we can see basically what Capybara sees.
How does it know to do that? Show me the page.
It's just magic. No, it's no, it's we are using a gem called Launchy, and
oh right, yeah.
So
I think I used it briefly, but how does it know to get cold? Is that show me the page?
Oh, we have a step definition for that. So the Ruby. But did it fire up? Did it show you something?
It seems like it did, but I can't find where it's gone now. Okay, I'll try running it again.
There you go. Okay. So what we go back. Okay, upcoming events. Scroll down.
We're looking at the very bottom.
So he sees Thomas. Why is it grayed out? That's weird. So, okay, go up again to the middle model type. Go not too much, too high up. There you go. And is there a link set? Okay, so if you just put your cursor above set status and you try to inspect that element, it's a right click or command click or control. Yes. Let's see how. Okay, click on that div.
This one.
Yeah, just open that div. Yeah, there you go. And yes, data target my model toggle model version of set status. Okay, that should do it. And since now it's modify my model. Okay, well that shouldn't be a problem actually.
So what are we expecting should be happening here if this were working? It would just.
Well, he shouldn't see, he shouldn't be reacting to the model. What we're getting an error because he says that this display is set to a none right now. Well, it should be block because that's what it is when the model window is visible. But Capybara actually checks for that automatically, and it doesn't execute the JavaScript properly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a bit of a problem. Yes. I should see amount. Wait a second. Let's see. Expect page file player style display block to equal style. Yes. Okay. And let's go back to that place where you created that I should see a model.
Here.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna check for that slightly different. That was in Scrum's step definitions, I think. So go up to the Scrum definitions folder. Oh, higher. There you go, step definition.
Okay.
Yes. Then I should see. Where is that? I see a model. Then I should see a model window. Are you using that model window or model?
No, just model.
Okay, so you have to remove that window.
Which window?
No. Go back to that. I'm sorry. Go back to Scrum's step definitions. Where is that? I should see a model. Okay. And where is that step definition? That's
here.
I missed that. Go back there again. Go back to Scrum's steps.
Yeah.
And didn't we create? I should see a model.
Yeah, down the very bottom.
Oh, here it is. Okay, on line 40. I'm sorry. Okay, so just comment out. Comment out line 41. And I just pasted some code. Well, let me just paste it again.
Expect page find find. So we'll paste that into here.
Yeah. Well, you can keep the commented out. Yeah. Expect page find my model, and the style should equal display block. Yes, it's almost the same thing that we wrote in a different. Yeah, but it doesn't involve evaluating any scripts. But hopefully, when that link is clicked, that should actually set that display to block. And if this doesn't work, we're just gonna fire up the Rails server and test this manually. Okay?
Sure.
So you can run that line 40 script again. This is kind of tedious sometimes, but it's frustrating because we're not actually writing code; we're just writing tests. And
yeah, well,
but that's the way it is. It's we know that at the end, this actually means that we are doing a better job than just hacking away on code.
Yeah. Oops, I've still got this pop up. Do we still want this pop up? Let's see if that passed. Oh, it passed the test.
It passed.
Yeah.
Okay, but just for the sake of it, just go Rails S. And let's test this. And go localhost. There you go. Okay, and where were we? Yes. Well, you have to log in. Okay, so you can click on login button, and you go username, your email random@random.com, and the password is random together. It's very, very creative. It's easy to remember.
Not very random.
Not very random. Okay, so now you just pull down the random guys, up in the corner. This pull down and go to your own. Yes.
Darken the screen.
Well, that's interesting. So how the hell did this test pass? That's weird. That's weird. Okay, if you right click on that and inspect that element, it said status. View my model. Model file. Didn't we wrap that in this model file? Oh, model. Let's go. Let's get back to the source code of this. Yes, there must be something wrong with the way we created it. Let's see here on line 54. That's where it starts. Class model. Okay, so you have to remove line 55, and consequently line 71 as well, or 70 or whatever. Let's see here. Class model fade. My model tab index -1 roll dialog labeled area label led. But what the? Well, I don't know what that is. Model title, model content, model header, that should be okay, but this area, let's see, index, let's go to, I'm just gonna see how we did it.
So is all this code, is this all coming from Bootstrap? Or there's some...
Yeah. This is the same. Yeah, well, if you go back to your browser now and just reload the page. And status, just click that again.
Seems to be happy.
Oh, there you go. Ah, you see, everything is fixable. But yeah, well, it works. Okay.
What was the problem there? We were fading it twice or something.
Yeah, we had this class of model fade twice for some reason. Well, that's my fault because I gave you the wrong code.
And modal fade is just.
It's just this fading effect that that it doesn't just pop up, but it fades in and fades out. It's totally unnecessary, but it makes the UX a little better, I guess. So and everything is about the users. So okay, so here we go. On line 62. Well, on line 59, you could have, instead of model title, you can just say set status, or set your current status, or whatever. And so on line 62, that's where we're gonna insert a form. And so we can remove one find body right now.
So we want some Rails, some Ruby code in here.
Yes. So you can remove the paragraphs as well, I think. So you just go. Yes, here's the problem. I don't know what we should put there. I say form 4. Yeah, what we should say form 4. What did we call that? That was. Add status user. Add underscore status underscore user.
Yeah.
Perhaps. But if that's the right thing, I don't know. And we should have a.
Doesn't look like it appears anywhere else.
It doesn't appear anywhere. Okay.
I think so. Not sure how reliable that find function is.
Yes, we should do a block there, and the only thing we want is field for status.
It's me realizing how rusty I am at Rails.
Yeah, me too. Okay. I don't even know if we're using simple forms or anything for article. Okay, if you have an article. No. Edit. Use device. Events. Here we go. No. I'm not sure at all how to do this, you know.
Yeah.
But let's see. I know that we use that on events.
Something like this. If dot something.
Yeah, form for resource as resource name, URL, password, blah blah blah. Resource name, HTML, method. We need a post method that I know. We need to add like a label, you know, and a field. So you can, for where you're at right now, label and, you know, a symbol for status. Yes. And then, well, it's not. It's f dot field and not email. Yes, also symbol status on that. We can add some classes to that later. It doesn't really matter at this point. But on line 62, we need to go. You know, you have to do a do, and pass in this f.
Say that again, sorry.
You go. Very least you have to have a do.
Finish that later on.
Yes, and you have on line 65. You have to end that. Yeah. Yes. Do you still have your server open?
I think so.
Yeah, let's reload that page and see what he says.
Yeah. Wait, let's save it.
Okay. I don't
not
know.
sure.
Add status user.
No,
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. This.
Form 4. Okay, so let's see how that. Let me see how that.
This is a method that should be somewhere defined in this program, or is this a Rails?
Yes. Well, you could say form 4 at user.status. Try that. And rerun the.
Like add user rather.
Form 4. No. Okay. Not. Just go add. I mean, form 4. The at sign.
Oh, sorry, at user.
Yes. I'm sorry. It's my. Because I'm a foreigner.
No, I think it's just a line.
Let's see what that's.
Find method model name.
I define model name for status. Okay.
Where's model name?
Undefine method model.
User's profile.
I'm so I'm on a limb here. I don't really know how to do this, to be honest.
More exciting. Is the thing? This error screen looks different to the ones that I'm.
Yeah, we're using better errors. Also, a jam. Somebody thought it was good.
Is the thing on the left the stack trace?
Yeah.
So,
Status active record. Okay, because so he does not know. But how? Yes. I mean, this is not the normal way to set. I mean, we could make it much easier for us to have a view or something. Just to start. Just you know what I mean. If we didn't want to do that on the user's show page, but it would be much easier for us. Then we could just pass in our own. I mean, we are logged in so the current user stores our object, right? We go to a page and we store this. We just create a new status, and the status requires a user ID, and so we would just set that as the current user, ID.
This is as opposed to doing it with a modal.
Yes, it's completely different now.
I don't know. I mean, to me, a modal is a much nicer way of doing it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because otherwise it would be so static. It's like 1994 sort of website, and I don't want that. So the model is the way to go, I think. Was internet around 94? Well, I don't know. 90.
Something.
I remember. I was sitting there on some sort of modem, trying to open a web page, and it took me forever. And my mother complained about high phone bills. Really, I mean, I ended up. It cost my mother a lot of money, for me to be able to hack away some HTML. But anyway, okay, so. The thing is that I don't even know how to formulate a question on to search for something on like Stack Overflow or something.
Yeah, I've just tried copying the error into Google that we've got.
We have a one-to-many association between users and status. A user can have a lot of statuses, and we want to update a status from users. We should. Yeah, from users page, show page. So, should we include status someplace? Could that imply that, what did he say, undefined method, model name for status?
That's weird. I mean, I don't know where this phrase model name is even coming from.
He doesn't know. He doesn't.
Mine's helper. It sounds like it's coming from, yeah, something to devise, I guess.
Could be.
It's not surprising.
Let's see. Presuming your model is called present focus. What? Present.
I don't know if, I'm not sure if this is relevant. Just paste a link in. There's a guy who's got a similar problem who says he just wasn't loading Rails.js, but I don't know if that's, yeah, it's not quite the same error. It's not status active record. Oh, no, that's really a different error. Oops.
Yes, it feels like a different. Yeah. No.
This isn't just something to do with scope, is it? Well, we haven't.
Well, you know, the thing is that we don't have a controller for status yet, so perhaps that's it. That there is no. But I don't know if we should. Name should initialize attribute assessor. This is old stuff. Extend active model. Naming. Version persisted for new project. No, that's not it. Okay, let's see.
I think while you're researching, I'm going to just read around websites.
Sure.
Use some of the files.
Här är nyvaken.
I mean, this must be customer. Okay. Want to destroy? Should that belongs to as many orders belongs to customer? Okay. So if a customer wanna create an order, yeah, we know that. We know that. We know that. Okay, methods added by as many. Force object, delete, destroy object, build, where exists, build, create. Okay, so the declaring class automatically gets 60 methods, so we should be able to. Okay, let's see. If we go to Rails, observe user status. Status. Okay, let's see. Status new status user ID is u.id. Yes. Okay, so we get oh yes. So okay. So you status. Yes. If you have a quick look at my screen here. What I did here is, I created a status, either for the user ID.
Yeah.
User ID, and user ID is 6 because that's what we had stored. So now I can call u.status, and that returns an array of all the statuses, in the status table that has user ID 6 set, right? It happens to be all the statuses because it's just a test database, but still. But what I was hoping for is that if I could go, user status, create or something, because it says that, that model that has many and user has many statuses, he gets certain methods, attached to it.
Yeah.
So one would say that. Well, is it collection create or is it like I don't know how to use that. Is that you know what I mean? Is it u.collection create with some attributes, or is it u. Why is it copy paste not working? What's going on? You know what I mean? I don't object orders force. Each instance of the customer model will have these methods, because each customer has many orders, right?
Yeah.
So orders exists. Build attribute, create attributes. Orders create. Yeah, so he should.
So would it be calling the methods on u.status?
Right. That should be it. Use status create, and then I'll go ahead and answer if you have to. You know,
Sorry, say that again.
if you need to answer the phone.
No, it's I'm in my dad's house. It's fine.
Okay. For some reason, I can't copy this. I don't know why. You see, my command C is not working. Come on, please. So my computer is just breaking down. So anyway, attributes, and then equals, and then status. What the fuck? But, oh, it did work. Whoa, we're in the money, brother. Okay, so, okay, well, there you go. That was interesting. So this means that yes, we have 3 statuses now on that one. Okay. Good. That means that so if we go, you know, this attributes, but this, you know, instead of status whatever, you go params status, you know, we can pass in that. So we need to call this method using that form in some way. And let's see, what does form 4 look like? Form 4. We can pass in what method we want to use. I think we can't do that. Form 4. Okay. Form 4 person do. That's the simplest. Form first name. But I don't person, I check person. No. Post as post. As post URL post.
Could you increase the size, the zoom of your thing one more time? I can't really see the text in the boxes very well. Oh, thanks.
Post method patch. Form 4 and well, you know, why couldn't we say form 4, you know, parentheses the user, you know, at user, because that's what we pass, you know, that's the object we have. Dot status dot create, do whatever, and then pass in stuff like, you know, gather the params. Shouldn't that work?
Sounds like it's worth a go.
So let's I'm gonna just, if we go like form 4 at user dot my @ sign is not working in chat window. Wow, I don't know, what is this? Where is this world coming to? Okay, let's go here. So form 4 user dot status dot create, right?
Yep.
And then, okay, so let's go with that. Yes, and let's go with that in the, where was that? We had that in
Got too many windows open now.
yes, on the model there, yes.
Oops. user.status.create.
Yes, and that so buff. Yeah, but no, I don't know. Well, let's try that in your browser. See what sort of error message we receive.
Undefined method status is path.
Oh. Okay. Status is path. Yeah, of course we don't have a status is path. Undefined method status is path because we don't. Okay, so all right. And we go URL. Yes, because we do have a path for that. So if you go comma right after the method call, you go comma URL and colon, and the name of the URL would be what? That would be add status user path. Yes, I'm just gonna paste the.
So this is.
Yes, right after dot create. Well, you go first, comma URL as a symbol, you know.
Sorry, say that again.
Right after, yes, you before add the status user path.
Yeah.
You add URL and the colon.
Right.
Yes.
Should the create still be there? I'm confused by this. Well,
So am I.
well, bad, but
What did you say now?
undefined method field.
Okay. Well, that's an improvement. Okay.
Helps form builder. Define method field. It's generic.
Fields for. I thought it was text field. Text field, perhaps it's called. Yeah. Yeah, it's not field. It's text underscore field.
Like. Oh yeah.
All right. Huh. Yes, we don't have a submit button yet, so we have to add a submit button.
Yeah.
So you just go F submit, just to make things easy for us.
What's the input after that?
It should be F submit only. Yeah. If you reload the page now.
Put this down here.
You have to write something in that. No root matter post you. Okay. Okay. Well, we're getting there.
Yeah. So
Add status random guy add no root matches post. Okay. So we have to go back to the user's controller. Yes. And we go down to line add status. There you go.
Sean, sir?
Go down to line 40.
Oh, yeah.
At line 40 it starts this method add status. If user status update attributes params. If user create if user status that should say if user status create. Actually, it not update attributes. It should say create.
Do we still want params static?
Yeah. Params status, yes. Flash status, but it's still not this. It's not why we got this error anyway, but we can try. No. Users random guy. Hold on a second. Let's see. Add status users ID. Oh. Oh well. Users. No routes, but we do have a route for that. It's strange actually. But perhaps it's
in
not
private.
Once again?
Is it because it's in the private section? Should
It could be. It could be. Move it outside private, actually.
Oops.
It shouldn't, but you never know. And you reloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now he says users random guy at status because we're using friendly IDs in this in this application. So we instead of having user slash and the ID like 2 or 5 or whatever, we use this a slug that is made of his first name and last name basically. And if there are 2 people with the same name, that that their slug is first name, last name, and a hash number, like with 20 digits or something. So it's unique. So in that way, we can guarantee uniqueness for those IDs basically. But it's it's really weird that he says that because there is, I think there should be a user's ID. If you scroll down on your page now where you have the routes.
Sorry, that's a phone call I didn't need to get.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Add status. Pause. Yes. Well, we will get there. Okay, so I'm thinking. Yeah. Nested resources in form. Resources are Mm-hmm. Okay, what if I do? Why not? Model, user model. That's main status. What? Do we have that? Why do we have it? Password. User cache, user registration, edit, add status, user path. Edit new user status. There you go. Okay. Show, create, post. Yes. Form 4. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do form 4 user. Okay. Why would I want to do that? Page variation status. And if we just check this out. And we go nodes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there. So what's happening?
Yes. Well, a few things perhaps potentially. We have a solution, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would like you to do is to open in the config folder I would like you to open the routes .rb file. Let's see if you're on the right track there. Yes, you are. And you go to line 8. And you see device for users on line 8. Yeah, first of all, I would like you to remove line like 2 through 7.
Just delete them or comment them out.
Just delete them. And now you go to line 8, and you see device for users. Okay, I'm gonna paste some code to. Well, actually, the only thing I want you to do is to remove 10, 11, and 12.
Remember, do patch.
Yes. And instead, on line 10, you go resources and symbol status. So colon status. Okay. And just save that. Go to your terminal window and go rake routes. And hopefully what you'll see is that we have a post route. Let's see, go up, scroll up, and it doesn't more up, cancel.
This bit here that we like, this one here.
There you go. Yes. So we got a user status index. We get a post. All right, cool. So what we want to do now is to go back to that form that we had problems with in, where was that? That was in, there we go. And I think what we could do now is form for
user status index path.
No, we don't need that path actually. I'm going to paste the code in the chat. It's form for, and it's a bracket at user comma at status. Because now we have hopefully you never know. You see, what we have established that user has many statuses, and so this is hopefully fixing that. So you can remove that URL and everything.
Okay. So like this?
Yes. Let's pray to whoever we believe is our creator and run this in your browser.
Right. First argument in form cannot contain nil or be empty. So at user or at status.
Okay. Okay. So first argument in form user, but user is not empty. Do we have to set something?
Oops.
Oh, we have to inject that first. What? But we know for a fact that there's a user object. If you go just put user inspect, or just user inspect on that, like.
Will it actually display if it's?
Well, I mean, we are using user earlier in this page, so it should be.
So just here.
Oh, you don't even have to put just do user inspect. With an @ sign in the beginning.
If I
Huh?
this stuff out,
Okay, yeah, take out that form.
I'm gonna let me do that. Ugh. Yeah, we're expecting this to appear about here.
Now we're expecting it to appear in the model.
Yeah.
There you go. So there is the user.
Oh, maybe but maybe first argument is. I mean, this is. Hang on, what's that?
So
No. So maybe at status. That's. Because the first argument is the array containing at user and status. It's not at user.
Okay.
Oh, that would make sense if we haven't got a status yet, wouldn't it?
It would make sense, yes.
So let's put in that much.
Status is empty for sure. So,
Yeah.
so what if we go status? Okay, we need at the moment. What am I saying here? Yes, we need to open the users controller, and on show. Yes, on the show method, we need to set at status.
It's a string or something.
Yes, equals status where user. Yeah, status where. Where what? Where user ID equals user ID is user. Where user ID is user.id, perhaps. You know what I mean? We're just gonna. Here's what I'm thinking.
Like if something like this.
Oh, you mean like this? Okay, but I was thinking that we actually pulled out some. You know, I would say the status or status where the user ID is the user. I just pasted that in. Have a look at in your chat.
Status. Where is?
But it could be empty because, you know, potentially there's. I don't know.
Bloody hell, this again.
Oh, here we go again. Didn't we have that already?
Yeah. I think this bit was different last time.
Oh gosh.
Why?
This is not what I was hoping for. We're not getting anywhere.
what if? How can? I'm thinking about the routes file. See if we can do something different there. Routes stabilizer. Okay. I'm just gonna try something here. See if that helps us in any way. So let me go.
Are you sure that Form 4 can take an array as an argument?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not, I would commit a deadly sin if I said I was 100% sure. But I think we use that. I think we use that on a form for documents because we have, we have projects and documents in a relationship. So I can have a look here. Form for documents, form for. Yeah, if you have a look at my screen now on line 13.
Yeah, I found the same file.
Oh, there you go.
Project.
Oh, perhaps we should. Oh, how about? You see here again in this documents form on line 15, we are using a hidden field with a parent ID. And value could be, in this case, it was params, parent ID, but we could use, current user ID. So we could set that. No, but that feels like a redundant because we can call. I was hoping, when we call this, user status create method, that automatically assigned the user ID to the status that we created. So
I mean, it also feels like if the error is on the Form 4 line, it will never reach that line.
Yeah, that's also true.
Can't recreate the error we had before now. Now I'm stuck with this undefined method model name.
Oh yeah?
How did we get it? What did we have where it was saying can't be nil?
That was before we created the status instance variable in the user's controller.
I know the thing is with Rails, after a while, if you have a lot of controllers and a lot of views and shit, you end up with, an enormous amount of folders you have to browse through to get to certain files, and it gets a little heavy to work on.
Yeah, I mean, I usually find that just if I know what I'm looking for, the Sublime function to just search for a phrase in any file in the folder set you're looking at is really useful.
So yeah, so if you comment out line 26, we're gonna get that.
Yeah. So the where function, the where method, just returns an array of things that for which match the argument that you give it. Is that right?
Yes, I hope so. Let's see what it returns actually, just to make sure.
Is that? Let's have a look at your screen.
Yeah, it's an array of all the instances of status with that particular user ID.
This doesn't seem like it would be relevant, but
I don't think so either, you know. But it couldn't be empty. I mean, it couldn't be a nil class, you know. So
yeah, I mean, I was just wondering if because it's an array rather than a status, an array of statuses, whether that would matter. But
well, you could do, you know, just last. If you just want one, a quick fix for that could be just pick the last one or something. You know what I mean?
yeah, well, that's interesting. Oh, got a status, yeah. That's right. There are no statuses. Yeah. So now we've recreated the first problem. Name.
Michael has many milestones in various blah blah blah. Form for goal to finish for milestone. Okay, form for goal. Okay, so that would be this, and then go fuse for milestone. Well, go build whatever. Here we go, goal params. Here we go. This is interesting. Go permit milestones attribute permit milestone. Okay, first of all, this is interesting. I did forget that probably if we are going to update anything by using the user model and user controller, we need to set permissions.
Yeah.
That's one thing. So, and that's weird. What is it? Huh. Let's see here. Project params. Why don't we have users params on? Your message. Oh, okay, because this is done by okay. All right. So the user, most of the user functionality is done by device, so we never touch that. That's why this controller is so weird. You know,
it doesn't have those create methods or stuff like that. So whatever we do, we can overwrite certain things. But I was thinking that I know we added like first name, last name, and certain attributes to the user, and one would think that we needed to have those user params. Some permission to actually update them, but I can't find it.
Is that an application controller?
No.
Application controller. U.permit first name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you have that?
Line 21. Application controller. It's got a whole bunch of permitted.
Oh, there you go. You configure permitted parameter. Okay, this is the right one. Display profile. Display height.
So do you want to put status in there?
Yeah, one would think. I think we do. Yes.
Let's do that.
At least let's try that.
Hasn't changed the error.
It didn't, huh?
No.
Okay. Okay. So here, in this Stack Overflow. Oh, okay. This is not exactly the same thing because it has many through something relationship. So we could just mess up our heads even more. So let's forget about that.
I wonder if this is all device stuff. It sounds like maybe we've, although I'm not sure how, but it doesn't make sense. But it sort of sounds like maybe we've overwritten one of these secret devise methods which defined this model name method. I don't know how we've done that in this one line where we assign status.
Yeah, I don't think. No, I don't think we have. I mean, we're not touching anything that has to do with. I mean, we did overwrite it way back on line 25, for example. With user, instead of displaying each ID number, we're using friendly. So this is an override, on line 25. So that's. I mean, device is designed this way that you can overwrite almost everything, or you don't have to touch anything at all, and it shouldn't have any impact. Attributes. User target blah blah blah. Many video. Okay, a video has many video titles. Which serves an alternative title, video ID, blah blah. Yes, an admin can add and delete alternative titles from the video form, which is exactly what we want to do, basically. Yeah. So permit params. Active admin. Oh, it's active admin. But anyway, permit params. Description, video titles, attributes. Video titles, attributes. Okay. So there, where you just put status, we would say status underscore attributes, and in the brackets we would say status because that's the name of the field, and well, you could say user ID there as well, although I don't think we're gonna need it.
So where's it gone?
You see, the confusion here is that one thing that confuses me myself is that instead of statuses, plural form of status, I just use status because I think status is it sounds so ridiculous. So so I just use a singular form all the time. You can see that I put that I overrode the usual Rails method. The way for Rails to handle that in the user's model. On top, I say has many status.
I don't. Wait, where am I looking? The user. No, I'm looking at the model.
Yeah, on user model. Yeah, on line 33.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see on line 32 it says commit counts and it says event instances and everything. But I didn't want to use a plural form there, so that's why I put status with and I explained that the foreign key is user ID and the class name is status. So so that's why perhaps things are a little more screwed up, but I'm not sure about this. I just wanted to mention it, so that it has a different syntax or a different form or whatever. But anyway, to those permit params where we were before, where was that?
Yeah.
That was in application, or where was that?
Application controller.
Yes. So there you go, status underscore attributes.
So is this still a symbol, or is this?
It is a symbol. No, it's
No.
yeah, you put colon on the other side.
That's a key.
Yeah, it's a key then. Yes, that's what the key.
And then status was one.
Yeah.
And
user underscore ID.
some.
I would put them in brackets like an array.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So that's one thing. So let's see what else she has to say here. So inputs if URL. What form? Add the nested into the form. Use has many syntax to add the inputs to the form. Optional verbs, a new record folder, the lotus string. But this is not a form, my friend. Or is it?
Sounds like the body of a form.
Yes.
Something or other.
So she has value as many video titles. So okay. So what about if we do like this? If you go back to that form again. Where was that? It was in the model. No, I mean it was in the view there. Yes, form. Okay, so remove the form for user. So remove the status.
And leave in the user.
Yes, just the @ user. Yes. And we go do F. Yes. And now you go F. Okay. Let's try copying what she did. Oh, is it a she? Yoni Waspor. It sounds like a woman. Yoni. Yeah. Let's say she. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so we go f dot has many.
So this is where in the body of the form.
Yes, in online. Yes, on line 63.
Many.
And then you go symbol status and go do block again, and as she did FF or something. Yes, and then you just alter line 64. No, go back.
Sorry.
Well, you can copy line 66 now when you do that. Copy 66 or move 66 to 64 within this block. There you go. And instead of F, you go FF. You know. Yes, and you do the same thing with line 66 now. The FF text field status.
Move it inside the block.
Yes, inside the block. Okay, so now what we kind of mimicked. I mean, we kind of copied her way to do that. Except from we don't do this. We didn't bother about the destroy methods or anything. And so we have a form for user. And since the user has many statuses, the only thing we want to update is the status, so that's what we have. And hopefully, okay, let's run this and see what sort of error message we get.
Undefined method has many for action view helpers.
Oh. Undefined method has many for, okay. So what we're saying is this is not something we can use the has many syntax. Why isn't this working? Okay, and if you just take that, error message now, and we paste it in this to the search, to Google, and just search for it. Undefined method has many, yeah.
Not much.
Just remove the for action woo, yeah. This.
Just the.
Yeah. And just open the first one. Okay, has many link. Def change. Go down. Okay, go down. Association has many listings. Maybe fuck it. Okay, go back to the search listing. If you wonder what's going on in the background, it's my son and my wife playing.
I assumed, yeah. I assumed it was your wife roaring.
It's not my kid roaring, it's the wife, yeah.
Yeah. Trying to calm her down.
I know. She's well. I just let her out of her cage, you know. So it's that time of the day where she gets to move freely. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, no. Has field for field for with associations. Yes. For user client. That's the thing, you know. It should be the put the sign client number 2. Well, I tried that already. Put. No fields will output format. That's manual. This is so hard, but we will prevail. And so on.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit hungry. I don't know if you want to reconvene.
Sure, no probs. You know, before you just go and grab something to eat, and before we finish, push everything up to your GitHub repository. You know, commit and push.
Yeah.
So I can grab it, and so you know.
Sort of actually done.
Banging my head against the wall here.
Trying to introduce. Git 2.
Yeah, so you go git push origin. Origin, it's yourself.
Push origin.
And just the name of the branch.
God, what was that? User status?
Yeah. Oh, user underscore status, yes.
Yeah, that's done.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna stop this broadcast, but I'll be around. I'm just gonna grab something to eat. Thanks for reminding me, you know, because otherwise I can just sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. I'll be back.
You what's the easiest way to contact you?
Slack.
Slack. Okay.
Yeah, I got it on my cell and my iPad and the computer, so it's the easiest way.
Okay. I'll see you in a bit then.
Cool. All right. Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.